Peace and blessings, family. What's up with all the daydreamers out there? Please live it. Don't sleep through this thing. Welcome back to episode 2 of Monday Morning Coffee. Yes, I understand that the name has changed from what the first episode had. But the name's changed, but the mission is still the same. And that is to give you your Monday morning encouragement, not just for today, but also for the rest of your week. And while we do it, we're going to make a delicious cup of pour over coffee. So let's go ahead and jump into this, guys. All right. So understand, I can join in plenty bandwagons, singing the tunes of why I am not where I want to be. I can join the crying chorus of those singing the shoulda, coulda, woulda, low tones of despair because certain things just didn't pan out the way I would have liked them to. Or I can do this. I can take the clothing of mourning off and be strong and of a good courage. You see, God told Joshua, Moses is dead, now arise. You know, I'm going to repeat that. I like that. God told Joshua, Moses is dead, now arise. I mean, it is hard to let go at times. I understand that. We have the tendency to cling to what is now unable to move forward. Moses was their guide. He was their leader. And I would have been willing to even say for Joshua, probably a father figure. We dwell on what should have or could have happened, disabling ourselves to move forward. But at some point, we have to accept that harsh reality. We have to accept that the past is now the past. What was once the very thing that was leading you, helping you, motivating you is no longer there to do so. The thing that financed your dreams and goals is no longer there anymore. And instead of it being a blissful memory, it has now become a haunting of your mind. So now you are in this state of mourning of what was, yet you still have this great responsibility that is still upon your shoulders. I mean, come on, think about it. You still got a team to lead. You got children to raise, a spouse to aid, a congregation to build, a dream to still be lived. And the only way that this will happen is if you accept the very next thing that God tells Joshua to do, and that is arise. Speaking from a place of being down, feeling like I've lost my morning routines, they stopped being routines, they became pit stops for getting in. When once I awakened in the morning to prayer and scripture reading, I'd rather lay on the couch. When once I would write and work on new poetry and practicing old and new poems, creating music, editing videos, I'd rather now allow Netflix and YouTube to be the hypnotic elixir to numb my soul. Why? Well, because I found myself in mourning. Mourning what did not happen or what could have happened and what should have happened. Understand, while I was drowning in sorrow, life still continued on. I sat back to watch the parade go by. I watched other people's journeys blossom. I wasn't watching just their prosperity and forward progress, though. I was also watching my slow deterioration because I was in mourning. You see, understand, it is said that you mourn the dead, but understand that if you mourn the dead too long, you too, yourself, will also become just as dead. And so I watched from my couch slowly slipping away. Other people traveled to different stages and phases. They took command of their life. I watched from the couch wishing I could go back and try it again. What did, where did, how did I go wrong? I would ask myself. I mean, I can't control what was. The thing I can control, however, now is what will happen, and that is I will arise. Indeed, it did not happen, but still it can. Yes, it could have, should have happened. It still has the potential to happen. But first, you have to accept the reality that it hasn't. But first, you have to accept the reality that right now it hasn't. But understand why it hasn't. Well, this is because you haven't moved to the final stage, and that is being strong and of a good courage. You see, it takes strength to accept what has happened, but it takes courage to push forward despite of what has happened. We have to be able to move across the river. The promise is not going to be one Joshua sitting on this side with tears in your eyes for Moses. The promise is going to be won by arising and moving forward. I get it that you lost your job. Get up and move forward. I understand that you haven't been booked for a show in the last couple of months. Get up and keep moving forward. Indeed, it's hard when you find yourself living paycheck to paycheck, but you still got to get up and push on. Your kids are not talking to you. Get up and keep trying, even if you have to talk to them every day, and the only thing you'll get from them is silence and no answer. You got to move forward. Your marriage is in the darkest place you've ever seen it in, to the point to where it feels like you're not even married anymore. Well, I encourage you to feel around in the dark until you can actually touch it again. You see, I'm grateful that God told Joshua that Moses is dead. Reading that helped me to accept the things I cannot change. I am thankful that God told Joshua to arise. Reading that helped me to accept the things I can change. And I am thankful that God told Joshua to be strong and of a good courage. Reading that helped me to ask God for wisdom to know the difference between what I can change and what I cannot change. The reason I have not made it to my next place, destination, level, blessing, whatever you want to call it, it's not because I can't, it's because I stopped. Peace.